in the burning heart, just about to burst. There's a quest for answers, an unquenchable thirst. In the darkest night, rising like a spire. In the burning heart, the unmistakable fire. Hi, I'm Helen Sword. This is Helen's Word, and for today's Workcraft Workout, in the spirit of that stirring 1985 rock anthem by the band Survivor, we're going to look for the burning heart of our own writing, the core message in a sentence or paragraph or article or book that we want our readers to recognize and respond to. For this exercise, you'll need a sample of your own writing, at least several pages long, preferably printed out in hard copy so that you can mark it up with colored pencils or highlighters. So gather your materials, and when you're ready, let's put your writing through a workout. For my examples today, I'm going to use a short New York Times opinion piece by Jane Rosenzweig, who's the director of the Writing Center at Harvard University. You can find a link to her article down below this video. The title of the op-ed piece is "The Whistleblower Knows How to Write." And in it, Rosenzweig offers a concise and, by the way, beautifully written analysis of the controversial letter sent to members of the United States Congress in September 2019 by an anonymous State Department whistleblower. Rosenzweig comments, "I can't tell you what's going to happen to his blockbuster complaint about the president's behavior, but I can tell you that the whistleblower's college writing instructor would be very proud of him because he's produced what Rosenzweig has called a model of clear writing." Then she points to 4 specific examples of what she calls the important lessons that the whistleblower's letter provides for aspiring writers, wherever they may stand on the political spectrum. First, Rosenzweig notes, the whistleblower gets right to the point. Here's stated right up front is his urgent concern. The President of the United States is using the power of his office to solicit interference from a foreign country in the 2020 U.S. election. You can't get much clearer or more concise than that. Next, Rosenzweig points out, the whistleblower uses subheadings to make sure we, the readers, can connect the dots. And she shows us examples of those subheadings, which serve as an outline of the document's contents. Third, the whistleblower gets an A for his topic sentences. Here again, Rosenzweig offers an illustrative example of what a good topic sentence looks like. Multiple White House officials with direct knowledge of the call informed me that, after an initial exchange of pleasantries, the president used the remainder of the call to advance his personal interests. From this topic sentence, we know exactly what the rest of the paragraph will be about. And finally, Rosenzweig notes that the whistleblower uses active verbs. And unsurprisingly, she herself uses the active verb learn to set up her 2 examples. The president praised, and senior White House officials had intervened to lock down all records of the phone call. So where's the burning heart of the whistleblower's letter? It's right back at the beginning of the document in that clearly stated urgent concern about the president's behavior. The President of the United States is using the power of his office to solicit foreign interference in the 2020 U.S. election. And where's the burning heart of Rosenzweig's op-ed piece? Well, we see a hint of it at the beginning of her article when she tells us that the whistleblower's letter is a model of clear writing that offers important lessons for aspiring writers. If you are an aspiring writer, that sentence is likely to catch your attention and make you want to keep reading. But the real burning heart of her essay is right at the end. Rosenzweig tells her students and us that learning to write matters because someday they may have something to say that really matters. And they will want to convey it, when the moment arrives, in writing that's clear and concise. All right, now it's your turn to apply Rosenzweig's lessons to your writing. Here's a recap of her 4 main points rephrased as questions. First and most crucially, do you get right to the point? Second, do you use informative subheadings to help your readers navigate? Third, does every paragraph have an easy-to-identify topic sentence? And finally, do you use active verbs? Each of these questions is actually worth a separate video in its own right, so for now you want to focus just on this one overarching question which subsumes all the others. Where is the burning heart in your writing? Or to put that question a bit differently, what is your single most important idea or argument? And equally crucially, will that burning heart in your writing be apparent to your readers? Will they feel its pulse? Will they see its glow? Please remember to enjoy this exercise. Savor the pleasure of enriching the burning heart of your core message with the oxygenating lifeblood of clear, flowing language. Thanks for showing up to write, and I'll see you next time.